Welcome, everybody, to episode 110 of the effing title. I have my hair down. My gorgeous co-host over here has his
So
beard looking
gorgeous.
great. And we're fucking back once again. Made it through another week.
It's Sunday. You know what I always have trouble with is that Sunday's the start of the week. For me, I'm like, no, Sunday is not the start of Monday's the start of the week.
Yeah, no, that's how the people that used to do, not the people that used to, but the lady that used to do my paychecks before I went on salary, that's how she used to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like Sunday's the beginning of the week, and I'm sitting there like, no, it's not. Don't you fucking do that to me. Like, that's not,
how
that's,
Yeah. So like when I'm on call from Monday when I leave work till Monday the following week when I go into work. And then so like if I get calls that Monday through Saturday, it's all in one paycheck. But if I get called in at all on that Sunday or Monday right before my next shift, that's a different paycheck. So I'm always like, come on. It's always like, oh well, it doesn't matter. I get the money regardless. But
how was your week?
it was good.
I was thinking about it during the week because, of course, we you know me and DeNutte we're friends.
I think we can say that.
Yeah, I think we can say that. I think it's been long enough now.
Yep. Yep.
You know, we share TikToks between each other, and I'll watch. I
I
watch
think
them.
that was our
Well,
that was our only like correspondence this week was just TikToks.
Well, that's the thing is like I started thinking about it during the week, and I'm sitting there like it's like I wanted to. There was something that I wanted to say to you, and then I'm sitting there, and I was like, fuck. I was like, I don't want to say it to him now because then I won't be able to say it to him during the podcast. And now the podcast is here, and I don't fucking remember what it was. But like, there's been times where it's like that. It's like.
Well, I sent you. We're not friends with Snapchat, but I sent a snap out today of my hair. It was all wispy. I was like, I have like one like alfalfa gray unicorn hair,
It's
and I sent that to you on Instagram, and I was like, oh, last time I talked to him was after the podcast last Sunday. But I'm like, no, but we've been sending TikToks all week.
I have a couple white stragglers in here, and I love it.
I've been cutting in the whites. I get them in my chin, but like it's like they're not like groups. So like will be one long hair. Like my beard's so dark that any white, eventually I'll accept it. But like it's just like
there's been some times like I've actually talked with my dad about it, and I've said to him like it's like the touch of gray, where like you can actually put the gray into the beard. I've thought about doing that because it's like I don't know why I just love the look of it. I always have.
Salt and pepper beard.
Exactly, It's like I just thought like that would be fucking hilarious. Just like show up on stream one day and like
you're like, this is the natural look, baby.
This is it now. This is it.
Yeah. It's the opposite of like dyeing your hair like Dracula black.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. This is my hair color.
I might be going through a midlife crisis. I thought about dyeing my hair recently too. I might be going through my midlife crisis.
What color?
So I've had two ideas. Right? Sticking with the same theory, right? Just fucking graying it. Just fuck it. Let's get this shit show started, right? I just want to be Santa already. So that was the first one, and then the second one is kind of goes off of a little bit of one of the things that I do with some characters in games that I do, but then also an NFL star did it, and I kind of wanted to do like the tips pink.
Pink. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Is your hair's more brown than it is? It's not like blonde, right?
No, mine's it's like So of course it's been a while since I've been like fully out in the sun. But normally when I'm out in the sun, it's a dirty blonde, like like brownie blonde.
I remember it pretty blonde.
Yeah, like that's the thing is that like when that would have made sense though. I mean, like we were outside, how much of the fucking time. So that would have made sense. But yeah, no, it's funny because like the last time I had my hair long, I cut it and donated it, and I forgot to donate it. So the ponytail is still somewhere in the shit show that is my life.
Like when you die, someone's gonna be like, "Whose fucking hair is this?"
But yeah, exactly right. But the funny thing is though, is that it's fucking red, which is hilarious because my dad, when he was a kid, his hair was red.
Yeah.
But the only way you could tell that it was red, though, was after it was cut. Once it was cut, then it was like, why does this look red? And we looked at it for a little bit, and we waited, and like, it looks red. If I find it, I'll send you a picture of it because it's fucking weird. Like it's like that's dark red. Like
yeah, my uncle's a gingy, and my dad's a gingy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But so like when I'm in the sun, my hair gets red. It doesn't. It gets more red.
Yeah,
It doesn't get black.
my hair lightens
Lighter.
up as you know, as you said, my hair lightens up a lot. When
Pretty.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, well, I saw the Batman this week. Didn't even.
Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I've said to so many people, I'm mad at it. I completely blanked on when it fucking came out. I just my as I've said multiple times, my life is such a fucking shit show this year already. Like, you know, we honestly, I might have 3 months in a row of uploading 70 fucking YouTube videos each month. It's that plus the hectic work schedule where it's like last week I had 2 boxes that weighed a total of 7 pounds. This week, I'm going to have one order that will have 1 box that will weigh fucking 40 pounds. And it's going to be like...
That's it?
That's just the one that's in it out of the, like, 70 that I'm going to be shipping out this week. You know? And then next week's going to be nothing. You know? So it's like... There's no... Like, that's the thing I like about, at least with streaming, is that, like, I have a consistent kind of schedule. Like, I get on in the mornings. Tuesdays are a longer day. And if it's not a longer day, I take a break and then I come back at night. Like, you know, like, at least, like, there's a consistency there. Where with work right now, it is so up and down. It's just...
That's where I love what I do and where I work. I like having, because, like, usually doing what I would do, I don't have it's a consistent schedule. Exactly. But it's nice. So the Batman... I really liked it.
Yeah. This thing is like I've heard a lot of really good things. Like I said, though, I'm, you know, I just haven't.
There were 2 scenes that made me like laugh, and like I saw it with a buddy, and I had to like the first one I couldn't say. The second one I like. All right, do you mind if it's not really a spoiler?
No. I mean, like, yeah.
So there's one point where Robert Pattinson is following Catwoman back to her apartment.
I've heard about this, yeah.
And so she's in like they're at night. It's pouring rain, and they're both riding motorcycles. And he's like, "I'm inconspicuous," and she's weaving through traffic on her motorcycle, and he's weaving through traffic, maybe 20 feet behind her. Like, she's like, "How did you know where I was?" Like, just straight followed her to her apartment, and like she's like, "I'm so sneaky."
That's fucking hilarious.
And then there was another one where they were tailing a guy, and then they found out where they showed up at a place, and then something happened, and then he gets in the Batmobile, and it's a big Batmobile reveal. And it goes in when he turns the Batmobile on, it's like it's like a jet engine and like a have you ever heard like a rally car, like all the pops and stuff? It was like a mixture between that, because it was like this crazy car.
Well, yeah, I've seen the images of it,
and it's so loud and everyone's scared of it. And I'm like, how did he get it there? I'm like, did he push it there? And like I reached over. I'm like, how did he get that in there without anyone noticing? Because he was fighting there and he ran away from people and got into it and then turned it on. And I was like, he
has them just set up all around Gotham. Just
yeah. Well, actually, the whole movie up until that point, he like is kind of building it in the background. So that's
interesting.
It's the only one.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I've heard a lot of good things. Like I said, yeah.
The Riddler was great.
I've heard mixed.
Yeah.
I heard mixed things on the Riddler, but this is actually, here we can do this. We can do this for it without me spoiling a whole lot of stuff. But then also us talking about this. So here's my thing.
Yeah.
And of course, being a DC fan that I am, right? Every single time a new DC,
like DC?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Every single time a new DC movie comes out, every fucking media out there, media platform, person, people, if they're involved in media, they always do this. But is it better than The Dark Knight? Right?
Yeah.
So I started thinking about this, right? I actually started thinking about this, and I think you and me can have a good discussion with this one, okay?
Yeah.
So when you think of The Dark Knight, what do you think of?
Who do I think?
What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of the Dark Knight movie?
Maggie Gyllenhaal replacing uh whatever her name is.
Oh, true.
That's what I always think of first. Uh
And also for Coop, that's the third one. That's this Rises or Returns. Returns. Don't remember.
Rises.
Yeah.
The fire rises.
Oh.
I always think of Bane, actually.
Yeah, so Bane's the third one. That's why that's why I said that.
So whenever I think of that series, I think of Bane.
So my thing is this, right? Is that like is because it's the annoying thing with me, especially with this, is it's everybody loves the Dark Knight because of Joker.
Yep.
Not because of Batman.
Hear me out. I'll be the asshole who says it. I don't know if it would be held in such high regards if Heath Ledger hadn't died.
See, and like I said, that
it's a great movie. Don't get me wrong. I think it's obviously a perfect movie.
This is where it opens up the can of worms because you know somewhere out there, if this gets to the right people, someone's gonna hear that and be like, "Wow, the fuck."
I'm a dummy. I'm not a real fan. I'm just throw that one out there.
But
I'm a consumer.
But at the same time, though, I remember the backlash when Ledger was cast as the Joker, which a lot of people don't remember. A lot of people have completely forgotten about that. There was a huge backlash for that. But that's my thing, is that, like, so we're talking about the Batman movie, right? And everything that we've talked about up until the Batman movie has been Pattinson. It's been Robert Pattinson playing the fucking Batman. How is he going to do? Is he going to be the Batman? Is he going to be the best Batman we have? Blah, 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 blah. And then every media source is like, okay, but is it going to be better than The Dark Knight? We don't even talk about that fucking Batman. In my opinion, Bale is one of the worst Batmen.
I really like them. I think they're the best ones.
I like the movies as a whole.
Yeah.
I think that the trilogy as a whole is a very good trilogy, right?
Yeah.
It would have been interesting. What would have happened if Ledger hadn't killed himself? Because there was supposedly a different third movie that wasn't going to be Bane. After the incident with Ledger, Nolan straight up said, like, I don't want to do a third movie now. But then, of course, the studio kept pushing him. And then I'm pretty sure Warner Brothers basically said, like, look, either you come back and do it, or we'll get someone else to fucking do it.
So I have a buddy,
Warner Brothers,
who hates, what's the director? You just literally just said the director's name. Nolan. Yeah. He hates Nolan, and he hates his, like, dumb, stupid right-wing agenda. I'm like, shut up. I'm like, he's like... So he refuses to watch Interstellar. He refuses to. I think he watched Dunkirk, but he refuses to watch any Nolan movie. Mm-hmm. But like, have you seen Interstellar?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
One of the like top 10 movies to come out in the last 20 years.
Easily.
I don't think there's anyone that doesn't like that movie.
There's a couple, but it's one of those things like they always like it. Always, whenever they say they don't like it, it's one of those things where it's that, but then also it's like it's one of those things where it's like you look at them and it's like, are you trying not to laugh right now? You're fucking with me, aren't you? Like, But
so I have a buddy who I talk about movies all the time. That's like the only thing we talk about. It's like movies and shows. And he hates Star Wars. He hates he hates sci-fi. Okay. But like Interstellar is one of his favorite movies, and he finally watched it within the last year, and he's like, it's one of the best movies I've ever seen.
It's like there's so many, and it's like
he hates space movies.
The thing that I liked, and also let me quickly. Charles said, "I remember the backlash. He was actually good in the movie. Yes, he was. I'm not saying that Ledger wasn't good. Ledger did a fantastic job with the Joker, and the interesting thing with it as well, and it's one of the things that people, it's one of those things that people never caught on to. It feels like anyway in that movie is that the Joker in that movie is a hypocrite. Like at the very end of the movie, he basically like he's talking about how he's anarchy, he's chaos, he's all this, he's all that, right? But at the end of that movie, though, right, you have the two ships, and they're like, no, we're not gonna blow the other one up, and they're like, no, we're not gonna fucking blow them up, and he's sitting there like, well, I'm gonna fucking do it.
He's like, oh, you gotta do it yourself.
His presence carried the franchise and his post-mortem legacy, to be honest. I mean, that is fair. It's one of those things. You're a big movie buff. You're a movie buff. Do you know what his last movie was?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
That's something that people don't know, and obviously you've seen it. He was great in that movie. You know,
I literally have it like right here next to me. It's right there.
Really, that's awesome. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like it's one of those things. Like, so like that's my like little hot take on
Andrew Garfield movie too.
Is it? Oh shit! Yep. It is. He's the fucking kid.
Wow. Yeah. That in that movie they were filming it when he died. So like that movie is awesome. That used Jude Law, Johnny Depp,
and Colin Farrell.
That's it. Yep. Speaking of Colin Farrell,
because this is the thing. Those were his 3 best friends in real life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, those are his 3 like best friends in real life. So when that happened, they just changed the script a little bit. They got rid of some of the scenes because.
Have you seen it?
Oh yeah, I fucking love that movie. They changed the main thing is the ending. They changed the ending. You know, and that's the thing. So like, yeah, Coop just said. Speaking of Colin Farrell, you know, and you were just about to say it, so go ahead.
Well, he was in the Batman, and I didn't know until afterwards.
You didn't know?
No, I didn't know it was him,
bro. Yeah, so
no idea.
He was in the suit on like I've watched a bunch of different interviews with him about it, and he said that like he got in the suit and he went down to the store and ordered like an oatmeal latte with extra stevia, while fully dressed up like Penguin. You know, and like, what's the who's the guy that played Jim Gordon? Jeffrey Wright. Jeffrey Wright walked past him, and he was like, "Oh, what's up, Jeffrey?" And like Jeffrey like looked at him like, "What the fuck," sort of thing, and then went to Reeves to tell Reeves there's a weirdo on set.
He's like, "Dude,"
and then Jeffrey Wright came back, and he's like, "Colin, is that?"
Yeah, I had no idea. I watched the whole movie, and then I was looking at the IMDb after, and I was like, "Wow, he does a great job in the movie." And that's like why I wanted to see. I was like, "Who played that guy?"
Well, so here's the thing. Well, I don't know if I can say it's a thing because it's one of those things where it really doesn't feel like anyone knows what the fuck's going on with DC anymore right now for the future. Rumor has it that they're doing a HBO Max series with him as Penguin.
Oh, no shit. Which I think will be pretty good because he was really good in it.
Yep. Well, that's, like I said, I've heard the negatives that I've heard. As soon as I heard them, yeah, that's fully greenlit. So that's the thing is like, so I heard that it's fully greenlit, but I've also heard that the Gotham show they were going to do with Jeffrey Wright was just a cover-up, and they're actually going to do an Arkham show, but the Arkham show isn't actually an Arkham show. That was a cover-up for the Gotham show. So if anyone, so this is the thing.
Stupid.
So this is the thing. If anyone doesn't know out there, Discovery has officially merged with Warner Media. Well, so the big thing with that is, and I don't know if you knew this or not, did you know that Discovery is actually bigger than Warner Media?
And you were saying we talked about this.
We talked about this a little bit last week, yeah.
And I was like.
So, yeah, so the CEO is, like, coming in and chopping heads. The interesting thing, though, is within this week period, guess what Warner Media recently did? Pushed all DC movies back. Now, see, you laugh. And that's because you know exactly why they did that. It's a giant fuck you before they get fired, because they know they're getting fired. That's 100% what it is.
No one knows, and we can't speculate because it's just like we don't know.
We don't. But
Shazam's coming out.
Shazam. No.
I'm cool with that.
Black Adam got pushed back. Everything got pushed back. But Shazam got moved up. And guess what? Shazam, Fury of the Gods. I'm excited about it because I love the first Shazam movie. But guess what? That is officially going up against this year. Avatar 2.
Dude, it's gonna do so bad.
It's gonna be a fucking massacre. Like when they first pushed everything back, I'm sitting there like, kind of feels like a red flag, like a go fuck you, before we get fired. This is our kind of our are, shit on the desk, sort of thing. And then I read that part, and I was like, that's 100% what it is. There is zero reason for them to move it up to that slot.
Dude, it's gonna get because Avatar is still the top grossing movie of all time, right?
No, Endgame was it Endgame or Infinity War? Which one was the second one?
Endgame.
Endgame beat it out because all the Marvel fans fucking were like, yeah, let's make it the most fucking popular one, and they went and watched it 80 fucking times each, not realizing that they're both owned by fucking Disney. So Disney's just sitting there like, that's kind of fucking cool. Like,
cool, dude. Rad.
Yeah, thanks.
So, because I think Avatar came out when I was
Avatar came out
a junior or senior in high school.
Avatar came out a
2008.
while ago. As me and John called it, and I forgot that John isn't here, so tonight, in chat, unfortunately, he is missed. He is missed. As me and John used to call it, Dances with Smurfs.
Because 2009.
2009, yeah.
2009. I remember going to see it after school one day.
I think we watched it as maybe the old line went and watched it, or a couple of us went and watched it. It's one of those ones where we all went out and watched it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, me and John started calling it Dancing with Smurfs because it's just the story of Dancing with Wolves.
Yeah, it came out my senior year of high school.
There we go.
Came out December 16th, 2009.
I was in 9th grade when that came out. Yeah, I was in college. I was...
Yeah, I was...
2009.
Yeah.
2009. So I would have been... Jesus Christ. I would have been a...
How old are you?
I would have been a sophomore. How old am I? I don't know anymore. 33? 32?
33? So you would have been a junior?
I don't know.
Sophomore or junior?
Yeah, sophomore, junior in college.
Yeah.
Like I said, I saw that it got moved up to go against that, and I'm sitting there like, it's like, oh no, just like Charles was in 9th grade. Jesus Christ, I'm such the old man.
10th grade.
Oh, 10th. There we go. 10th.
Yeah,
I'm such the old man of the group. Yeah, no, so I saw that, and I'm sitting there like, oh fuck, like that's just. But then it's one of those things where it's like, so that happened. Apparently, there's a rumor that the Flash got moved back again for the 5th time. Ready for this? The original. This is the date the movie's coming out. March 18th, 2018.
Dude, Ezra Miller, his balls must be so heavy right now. He's just got blue balls. He's like,
so apparently, there's a rumor going around that. So this isn't really. I guess it is spoilers if you don't know, but there was a rumor going around, and it eventually turned out that it basically was true. That in the movie, Ben and Clooney, Keaton, Ben and Keaton's Batman get into a fight about something, and they basically do like an Injustice. Like Nightwing thing, and I don't know if you know that reference. So in Injustice, Nightwing and Damian are fighting in the jailbreak sequence, and Damian just kind of hits Nightwing, and Nightwing falls, and there's a fucking rock, and
I'll show you my bat wings. In a real fight, who wins? George Clooney or
real life? Real
life. Clooney or
what? Flack?
No, what
Keaton.
You said his name? Keaton. My brain's fried tonight. Keaton or Clooney? Who wins in a fight? Real fight.
Straight up fist fight.
Yeah, they hate each other, and they run into each other like at their baby mama's house.
I'm going Keaton.
You think so? I think so.
I think Clooney's too much of a pussy.
I think Clooney has soft hands.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
I think those hands are real soft. He's been making espressos.
He just, I'm just thinking of Keaton just seems like he seems like a guy that if you got on his wrong side, he would fuck you up.
Mm-hmm. Who's on the logs though? That's the question.
So
I think Keaton too. I fully believe Keaton is taking him down. He's just gonna grab him and manhandle him.
Yeah, Keaton has he has that rugged old man strength.
Yeah,
You know,
kind of like God, my brain is fried tonight. Who who played God, never mind. We'll just move on from that. My brain, I can't.
but so in the Injustice, Damian and Nightwing are fighting, and as Nightwing falls down, like there's a rock, and it basically breaks his neck. So it's not like so they do it as a catalyst for Batman hating his son, and his son going to work with Superman, right?
Yeah.
Basically, the rumor was that they were going to do that in the Flash movie, where Keaton and Batfleck are fighting, and something happens, and Ben falls, and
Fleck wins in that fight, though. If it's after
Ben wins any fight Batman related. All the
Oh no, in real life.
No, I'm
life.
talking real life. I'm talking real life. Like that man beats the living shit out of every single person that has ever played Batman ever. Think about it. Right, Pattinson.
Yeah,
easy.
He's a little twink.
Keaton.
Yeah,
that's the fight. That's the fight. Because then we go Clooney.
Well, Christian Bale. I think Christian Bale is kind of.
I think
he'd be a dirty fighter.
I think he'd be a dirty fighter as well. But I feel like at the same time,
depends on what his body weight is too at the time.
At the same time, I feel like Bale would get hit a couple times, and then that would be it. I can see Bale being one of those guys where if he's up in the fight, he's up. But as soon as he starts getting a few hits, he's down.
Nah, he's what is he, British? I think he might actually be the fight between him and Affleck.
Yeah,
they're in like very different weight classes because Ben is the biggest.
Yeah, Ben's the powerhouse of the group.
I don't know.
But then we go to Val Kilmer.
Oh yeah. Well, Val Kilmer can't win. He would lose a fight to anyone right now.
Exactly.
Feel bad for Val.
Who's I'm trying to think. There's the who's the guy that played?
Really old one?
Well, not Adam West. Adam West is dead. So obviously they all beat Adam.
So are these guys? Are they fighting in their prime or are they fighting right now?
Oh,
I guess that's the question.
Dude, but if we're going prime Ben.
Which would be
Batman vs Superman film, like the filming of it when he was all in, like I am fucking Batman.
When he's sober and actually working out,
working out, fully focused,
dragon back tattoo. He pulls off his shirt and there's just that big dumb dragon tattoo. And he's like, come, and then so I think we took those two.
Okay, so Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
The dude who's constantly in love with Daenerys and like got like shunned. That guy.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
He's Batman in Titans.
Yeah, he is.
So we have to throw him in there too. Not Kit Harington, the old dude, Coop, the guy from Titans. But we have to throw him in there too because technically he's Batman.
He is. Is there any other live action Batman?
There is. There's the fucking one from Batwoman. God, it was shown like once.
Yeah.
Jorah Mormont. There we go. Thank you, Coop.
Yes, that's it.
That guy. Yeah, that guy was Titans. And then there's the one from, like I said, there's the one from the Arrowverse from Batwoman.
Ian Glenn.
Ian Glenn, that's the name.
That's his name? Probably butchered his first name?
No, it's Ian Glenn.
Peace.
There's a scene in there where, like, I think if I remember correctly, Dick is like drugged up or like hallucinating, and like he's in like this bar and like the
Doesn't
Batman's
he hug
there.
him? He's like, "I love you."
Well, no, not even that. So he's like there, and he's doing the fucking old school like fucking 66 Batman stuff, and it's one of those things where it's like, God, that's so corny, but at the same time, this is a drugged sequence at a dance club, and they're paying reference to Adam West. That's the greatest thing I've ever seen, you know?
I really like that actor, Ian Glenn.
Ian Glenn is a good actor.
Is he Scottish? He is Scottish, so Ian is definitely, it's not pronounced that way. Because, like, you know, Barry Keoghan? No. Okay. Barry Keoghan, it's pronounced Keoghan. Barry Keoghan.
Oh, Keoghan, okay. It's the same with Benoit.
Yeah. So it's like, it's all...
There's some people that say, there's some people like, oh, Benoit, and it's like, no, that's Benoit.
Oh, I thought that was a French name.
It is.
Pretty sure that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but there are people that will like pronounce it Benoit though.
We live in the Northeast where like we are abundant in French names.
Well that's the so here's one. What was it? What the fuck was the one? What was my one? So my family is French Canadian. My American family is French Canadian.
Ours.
So we actually have a French Canadian name.
Yeah.
That's true as well. We might have to include that one. No, that's Batwing. Luke Fox is Batwing though. It's not Batman.
Batwings.
Because technically, then if we're doing that, then we have to include Dick and Jason. I mean, both of them again. I'm just saying, bro. Ben at his prime, I don't think that any of these guys beat him because he's too much of a powerhouse.
Every actor who's played Batman: Lewis Wilson.
That's old school, bro.
Robert Lowry.
That's
Adam West.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Keaton. Val Kilmer. George Clooney. Christian Bale. David Mazouz and Mikhail Mudrik.
Oh, that's Gotham, the TV show. That doesn't count.
It's live action Batman.
It's a kid. Doesn't count.
Ben Affleck. Ian Glenn.
He's Bruce Wayne.
Kevin Conroy. Who was
yes, Kevin Conroy technically did. God damn it.
Pattinson. I think that's
how the fuck did
actually no. We need to throw in the kids who played Batman too. We got Charles Roskilly, Eric Lloyd. Well, that's a real actor now. No, but I really liked Pattinson's Batman. I'm gonna throw it out there.
Well, no, a lot of people did. A lot of people did.
He was because he I liked that there wasn't much of a he was who he was as Batman and Bruce Wayne, and he didn't do a stupid voice. He was just like this whiny. He was like a whiny man.
I've heard the voice because I've seen some clips and everything. I think his voice is bad. I think it so the one with the one that I liked with, and of course I'm a huge as I've stated fucking I don't know how many times I love Batfleck. In the movie, they literally have Alfred testing the voice modulator. So it's not even a voice. It's he's not doing a voice. No, it's a literal modularization that's in his cowl, And considering that I've seen that he has a little thing that he puts in his Pattinson puts something in his eye and he sees everything. Easily could do that.
Well, he has it's a contact. It records everything. So it doesn't affect what he sees.
That's fucking ridiculous.
So it's like he's just wearing a GoPro. But it's in his eye. So
I'm not wearing hockey pads. That's all.
Why? What's the difference between me and you? I don't know.
No. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know. I really liked it. It was enjoyable.
Well, no,
it made me laugh. It made me laugh at times, but I feel like those kind of movies should make you laugh at times.
Well, that's the thing is that, I've heard a lot of the things I've heard is the one review that I love that I keep seeing is it was too dark. It was too dark. It was too brooding. I didn't think it was going to be that violent. And why is this not funny? And I'm sitting there this is the Batman. Not Ant-Man. But then that's the thing. It
was funny because of how brooding he was.
And it was
this little angry piece of shit.
Well, that's the thing is and there's other people that have said that there are plenty of and it's as I call it the DC humor, right? Where it's just it's the
shawarma.
Well, no, yeah, fuck you. When Wonder Woman shows up in BVS, and Superman's is she with you? I thought she was with you. And it's boys, and it's oh yeah, it's just that's just a very off the cuff. It's not forced. It's just it's kind of something that you would think would happen. Not the I just came back to life. I saw a shawarma place. There's millions of people dying right now, and they need to get them all to an ambulance. But I'm thinking about some food. I hate it.
I was supposed to go on a date on Friday, and she canceled.
Bitch.
And I think for a good reason. I think for a good reason. We won't talk about it.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, it's fine. And then I was like, you know what? I drove an hour to go buy pizza down in Mass, and I came back. So there's beach pizza.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to this place and I went and bought beach pizza, but I didn't know the sizing. So like I literally I they said you buy it in half a tray or a full tray, and I was like, oh, like a full tray is like a full pizza. I'll get a
Yeah.
full pizza. It's two full pieces. It was like I walked out and I was like, oh, fuck. And I think I gave some to my my dad, and then I think I almost I ate like a whole like it's probably the equivalent of two pizzas this weekend, and that
That's
was like
crazy.
my meals.
That's
I'm
awesome.
like I feel like
I
such
mean,
a
I love
piece of
that for you.
shit.
But then, so here's one. Coop says, "Gotham, the real streets," and this really real streets. Bro, fuck you mean? This really showed that this is the Gotham I've longed for since it got onto the screen. And that's the thing is that like so, and this will always go to my thing with. I like the way that Snyder was trying to set up his universe because it was different, right? However, though, because it just got chopped off immediately, it left so much unopen. Like, we see Gotham for the small parts of BVS, right? And Justice League. The very small moments in those movies where we see Gotham, that's how we see Gotham. That's it. We don't actually get to fully see what Gotham is like.
I'll be honest with you. You really don't see it much in this movie either,
Oh.
in like the weirdest way, because it wasn't like the movie itself wasn't really about him fighting crime.
Yeah.
It kind of opened up with it like that, but the whole thing was about the Riddler and everything around that. It's not. It was him. It was basically him. It was like him being a private eye. It wasn't.
Yeah,
so
it was
much,
the actual like detective noir, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. In my opinion, you didn't get like a. You didn't get like the inner workings of Gotham. You get like the politics.
not even the inner workings, just like the concept of it.
Yeah,
Right. Like you said, you understand the concept of Gotham through the story. Like that's what, like it's one of those things. Like the best one that they did for that, in my opinion, in the Snyder verse was when they have Lex on the roof and he's torturing Superman, right? And like saying like I have your mom. It's like better go fight Batman or else I'm gonna kill your mom. And it's like they're on the roof in Metropolis, and it's fine. And then you look over into Gotham, and it's fucking dark and raining. And it was one of those things where it's like, it is just a very subtle, just kind of showing the difference of, that Gotham's, like the shithole that it is now versus Metropolis, which is, like the bright and shiny sort of thing. And I thought that was really kind of cool. So I've always been a huge fan of like that being not the main thing, but like almost like a character in itself.
My only takeaway is that like they almost made it show that there is a shithole, but it isn't. Like it's almost like it's the rich and the shithole living it together, because it's not like there are good people there. I'm not necessarily good people. There are rich people there. There are wealthy people there, and like there are wealthy normal people that aren't part of like the corruption. So it felt like more like New York in the 90s.
New York. That was one of the things I was like when they first announced that they were going to do a Gotham TV show, right? In this Reeves universe, right? With Jeffrey Wright playing Gordon in it, and it's going to be like fully about Gotham police. Like not like the Gotham show that we had, whereas like it was supposed to be that, and then it turned into just fucking small adolescent Bruce Wayne.
Is that what it turned into? I couldn't.
It turned into And I watched like halfway through the first season, maybe the first season, and I was like, I'm done with this shit. Like I just.
Well, I think I watched the first season. That actor who plays Gordon, I love that actor.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch Southland?
Yes.
So I loved him in Southland.
To me, because that was the whole thing. Was like they were like if we talk about Batman or we have Bruce Wayne, it's going to be in the background. It's not going to be a main story concept. This is going to be about how the villains became the villains. This is going to be how Gordon became commissioner, like that sort of thing. And then it drastically started turning into like, the Bruce Wayne aspect is just fucking right there, and we're going to talk about the villains every now and then and how they're friends and
Was Batman wasn't the Joker, but as a child, take it back. Bruce Wayne was the Joker.
Yes, he was as a child. Yes,
thinking about that.
So that was my thing. Is like, so when they first started saying that, I was like, that would be a cool way to do it, because then you could fully flesh out Gotham in that show, and have have Colin Farrell come in for an episode or two, right? As the Penguin.
You know where I'm at, dude? We just need new IPs.
My thing is this: is that I just want whoever the fuck's running Warner Brother DC stuff out.
We need another Tron movie, dude.
Facts. No, okay, stay here. Let's do this, right? Okay, yeah. No, let's do this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, movies. Let's go. Right, we started with the DC stuff and everything. Now let's go into the movies that we think should have a sequel or be resurrected or given to someone new so they can kind of continue it, right? So yours is Tron.
Tron. Okay, yeah. Third. Well, I guess
one of them. One of yours is Tron. How about
that? Have you? What's your worst sequel you've ever seen?
The worst sequel I've ever seen?
Yeah.
I could say something right now that would piss so many people off and it'd be the funniest fucking thing.
I won't get mad.
The Suicide Squad. I'm gonna.
I know you hate it.
I'm gonna put.
I thought the first one was such a piece of shit that
so
anywhere you went was up.
So this is my thing. Is that there's a lot of things that I don't like about the first one. The main fact being that it was. The main fact that it was like not produced, but it was basically like made by a trailer company, because Warner Brothers didn't let David fucking Ayers, the director, actually like put the movie together, which is fucking weird. But my thing is this: is that like in that movie, it does exactly what it should do. It shows that these are bad people. They have to work together, or else the world is going to end. They fully go through it. The characters themselves are great. Dialogue, a little bit weird at points.
So, why wouldn't you watch Peacemaker?
So, my thing is this: is that God damn it. Okay,
I'm putting you on the spot.
Let me fully go through this, right? So, with that, right, the characters are great for the characters, and my thing is that like there was a lot of things that I liked about it. Peacemaker, I will not watch. Have not watched. Will not watch. Because, one, I hate James Gunn.
Yeah.
He's a piece of shit human being.
Is he?
Yes.
Or is it Joss Whedon?
They're both.
Okay.
Yes. Right. The correct answer to that question is yes. But no, he had a like pedophile like dress up party that he went to and like posted about it, and like he like one of the stories that he wanted to write was about, instead of the death, so there's the big story arc of the death of Superman, and it was either him or Whedon wanted to do a version of that but with Wonder Woman, so they didn't know how to do it, so it was going to be Wonder Woman getting raped.
Oh, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's a piece of shit.
Completely off topic. Did you ever hear about that movie Louis C.K. was supposed to come out with?
Oh my god!
When he got canceled?
No, I can only imagine.
And I wish we had gotten this movie. It was
him and his... hot take going. I wish we got this movie after Wonder Woman getting raped.
I do.
But
I wish we had got because do you like Louis C.K.? Louis C.K.
I can have him or take it does. I don't care.
Okay, well, he is a comedic genius, regardless of anything.
Okay.
It was about him and his daughter, Chloe Grace Moretz.
Mm-hmm.
And then his daughter, who was like 18, started dating like a 50-year-old director, like a famous movie director. And it was all about him being uncomfortable with their relationship.
I was gonna say, this doesn't sound real life or anything.
Yeah, so like that's like why, like. And they made the movie. It's all done, and it was supposed to come out like maybe a month after he got canceled. It was supposed to come out a month later.
I wonder if that hit too close to home with some people, and maybe that's one of the other reasons why the canceling maybe happened. But so okay, so Peacemaker I will not watch because one, James Gunn is a piece of shit. Two, James Gunn literally told everyone within the cast to not read any comic books based off the characters. That is the worst decision that you can do. Well, mind you, some of them probably did, but if you're saying, hey, you're going to play Captain America, okay, cool, who's Captain America? Don't worry about it. Just play Captain America. This is what he said. This is what he said to John Cena. He said, you're playing Peacemaker, and he goes, cool, so can I read it? No. You're just a douchey Captain America.
See, all right, this is where we differ. Because of the DCU going in a different direction, I think that's like the perfect move. And I know you hate it.
Well, so this
I know you hate.
yeah.
I think it's a great move to spit in the old and like you're like we're the new guard. I think that's a great move. But I know you hate it, and I know you're like I hate you right now. I love it. I love it.
I just my thing like this is so dumb. It's so dumb. I just like as soon as I saw the first trailer and I was like, yeah, poop babies. Yeah, there's two types of babies. There's the babies that come out normal, and then there's the poop baby. And the poop baby's the ugly one. And I thought I was a poop baby because my dad told me I was a poop baby. Blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. God damn it. Give a fucking 13-year-old money and tell him to write a script. That's what it is. It's like there's just so much about it that's dumb, especially when I can list off 30 probably ideas that are a million times better than Peacekeeper or Peacemaker. Peacekeeper, Maker, whatever the fuck it is.
Oh,
right?
that's a sequel we should have gone. Did you ever see the movie Airborne?
No.
I'm going on a complete tangent. Did you ever see Airborne?
No. You got me all fired up again. God damn it.
Airborne was this rollerblading movie that came out in the 90s.
Wait a minute.
And it was about a kid. Please look it up. And I bring it up because
I would bring it up on here, but I don't know whether
it stars this random kid. I don't remember his name.
Airborne?
Airborne. Yep. Seth Green's in it. But the guy
1993 Airborne.
The antagonist in the movie was the guy who originally was playing Peacemaker, and then he got fired halfway through, and he was replaced with the other guy.
So it's got Shane DeMarte, Seth Green, Jack Black, Brittany Powell.
Hey, Jack Black.
1993 Airborne.
So it's about a kid who moves to Cincinnati, Ohio. He's from like LA, and his family sent him to go live with his family and with his like aunt and uncle. Oh my god, what a great movie!
Mitchell Gosson.
Yeah.
Is a Canadian teenager who loves to surf and rollerblade. When his zoologist parents are given a grant to work in Australia, they can't take Mitchell, so they send him to Cincinnati, Ohio to stay with his aunt, uncle, and cousin Willie, or Wiley. Wiley.
Is Wiley.
Who will be his roommate for the next 6 months.
Seth Green.
At his new school, Mitchell gets on the bad side of the high school hockey players, so he and Wiley endure weeks of torture from them until they all must learn to get along and team up to beat the central high school rivals in a competition down the devil's backbone.
And the movie ends with this, like, maybe 30-minute rollerblading race sequence down a hill in Cincinnati, which is a pretty flat town. So it's like a 30-minute race sequence with like maybe 20 guys on rollerblades. The movie was sponsored by Rollerblade.
Oh wow!
And, oh my god, it all comes together. It's such a rad movie, dude. That's the sequel we should get.
That's the sequel.
Airborne 2.
Bro, there's
Back to the Skies.
Oh, Airborne 2, Back to the Skies.
So I really think Airborne should be made. Airborne 2. Because God, what a great fucking movie. That's a movie you should watch.
You know what I want to be... You know what? This is what I want to be made. I need to look it up now. Have you ever seen Velocipaster?
I have heard of it. A coworker of mine fucking loves that movie.
Rightfully so. It's one of the best movies ever made. So there was going to be a sequel to it, and I'm going to find this real quick, because as soon as I tell you what the sequel is supposed to be, you're gonna fucking fall in love with this. Okay. However, says Steer, not only is the film not called The Velocipaster 2, the potential sequel, but it doesn't have a pun in its title, and perhaps most shockingly, doesn't even feature dinosaurs. It is, thankfully, just as far-fetched. Outback Dracula...
Okay.
Which the filmmaker says is the spiritual sequel to Velocipaster, shifts the madness to the 1880s Australia, where a psychic lesbian schoolteacher teams up with the world's greatest adventurer to find her missing girlfriend and defeat Dracula and his golden army of the undead.
You know a movie I was watching today that was a real piece of shit? I, Frankenstein. I fell asleep watching it.
Bro, which one is... Wait, is that the one with...
Two-Face.
Yes.
Harvey Dent.
That movie looked...
Aaron something?
Aaron Eckhart. That movie looked fucking awesome. All the trailers to that movie looked awesome.
It's on Netflix right now.
Don't tell me that I'm wrong here. All the trailers to that looked awesome. And then the movie came out and it was like, this is shit.
Dude, it was a real piece of shit. I think I watched a rip of it when it came out.
You know,
so like those, you can't really go off of that.
I'm gonna do another hot take, potentially, maybe.
Okay. All right, go for it.
Right? Modern monster movies suck. The only decent one that we've had is Dracula Untold. I fucking love that movie. So Dracula Untold was... So, of course, this is back when the MCU was like at its peak, right? And everyone wanted to do crossovers and do cinematic universes and this, that, right? So they were going to do a monster movie universe. And it all hinged on Dracula Untold. Which, of course, didn't do well in the box office. However, I fucking loved it. So instead, they then said, okay, the new person that's going to lead this will be Tom Cruise in The Mummy.
I saw this movie, actually. I did see this movie.
Dracula Untold?
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie's fucking badass. I fucking love that movie, bro.
I like Priest more.
Priest was fucking cool, too.
Yeah.
So the Mummy movie though was supposed to be the thing that takes over, and that's the new beginning of.
Did you see the Mummy movie?
Dude, there's such a piece of shit.
I like the Mummy.
There's one thing about the Mummy movie that, in my opinion, is the best thing ever, and it's 2 words. Okay.
What's her name?
Nope. Oh, Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe playing Jekyll and Hyde is the greatest thing ever. I love Russell Crowe as a bad guy.
I don't know where he got it, but he really nailed my ex-girlfriend. You know,
like he actually nailed your ex-girlfriend,
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Oh, okay.
He really hit that part. The park.
I loved the fact that it was like a serum that was the serum, and it's like he transforms and he grabs his hand and shoves it onto the fucking hand scanner, and it shows his hand starting to morph, and then he's like, they won't let me out of here, and it's like, do they have fucking both handprints? What the fuck? And then there's one point where he grabs Tom Cruise here, under the rib, and then picks his rib up, and they either they CGI'd it or they actually did it to Tom Cruise, one of the two. But it's the most painful, but it makes sense for a character like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, right? If he has that medical expertise and everything, he's trying to fucking torture you. Get up under there and just pull out a little bit because there's a little bit of wiggle room.
He hasn't been as many. Russell Crowe hasn't been in as many movies as I thought.
Russell, no. I'll say this. He actually does a decent job of not being Michael Caine and just taking every fucking role out there.
I guess they're coming out with an Ark show. The game. It's an animated series about Ark.
Like the one where there's dinosaurs and shit?
That survival game? Yeah.
Yeah. They're making a TV show about that?
Yeah. Jeffrey Wright, Carl Urban, Alan Tudyk, Gerard Butler, Elliot Page, Vin Diesel, David Tennant, Russell Crowe.
What the
Michelle Yeoh.
Really?
That's a crazy cast. Absolutely crazy cast.
Acting career.
Ark, the animated series.
Right, there we go. Filmography. That's what I wanted.
Oh, I got drunk last night by myself. I rented
Ark,
Dog.
the animated series. Dog.
It's a new Channing Tatum movie.
Oh, how was that?
It wasn't that bad.
So this,
I enjoyed it.
Dude, I'm just gonna throw hot takes out all fucking night from now on.
Yeah.
Channing Tatum, almost romantic comedy wise, does not miss.
Doesn't miss. I knew you were going to say it. I knew. Doesn't miss. It's not a romantic comedy though.
But no, but still, it's always the romance of the boy and the dog, right?
Feel good. Yeah.
There we go. Feel good. That's it. But he doesn't miss.
I actually really liked it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the funny thing is that he kept trying to fuck the whole movie, and the dog kept getting in the way, but he kept trying to fuck, and he got through PTSD with the dog, dude. Him and the dog needed each other, dude.
That's fucking crazy.
Ethan Suplee's in it. Looks great. That dude looks great. But Russell Crowe.
So Russell Crowe,
Yeah.
have you seen the movie Unhinged?
No, but I know what it's about.
You need to watch it.
I don't want to.
No, you need to watch it.
I don't want to. My boss keeps telling me to watch it, and I'm like, I don't want to watch it.
Why do you not want to watch it? Tell me that real quick while I send this message that I should have sent fucking like 20 minutes ago.
I don't know. I don't know. It just like it just doesn't do anything for me. And I basically know what it's about. Anyway, it's all been. I know what happens. So I'm like, man, I don't need to see it.
So that's the thing, right? So like I knew what it was as well going into it, but I'll tell you this, bro. I
Yeah.
need more bad guy Russell Crowe in my life. It is the most terrifying thing. Like I'm not saying it as in like I was scared. No, like literally, Russell Crowe's a bad guy is fucking terrifying.
Yeah. Did you ever see A Beautiful Mind?
Well, I'm a fucking another hot take. This I would put that in top 5 movies.
Really?
I used to watch that movie religiously, like monthly.
One of those movies that you kept watching, but makes no sense why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe to me. That's Russell Crowe to me. Another one of his movies that I really like. 3 days. The next 3 days.
I saw it.
I love that movie. That movie. I watched that movie. I got done watching it. I'm sitting there. And I'm like, why do I feel like that? I just watched.
Did you see the Nice Guys? I'm just looking at his IMDb right now.
The Nice Guys. That's the one with him and Pretty Boy, right? Terrible cornerback.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Pretty Boy, but terrible corner.
I know. I know.
Gosling.
Gosling.
There we go.
Yeah. Did you see that?
No, I have not seen that one.
Oh, you should see that.
Yeah.
That might be his best movie.
Oh,
Both of them.
Bold statement, sir, when Gladiator is on the table.
It's a dark comedy. Is that?
Yeah, that makes sense. This is the other thing, right? So really quick, let's just I just want to do this real quick, right? Okay, so let's see here.
Yeah.
So Russell Crowe just going down his thing. All right, let's just kind of quickly go through. So still kind of not really there. All right, Gladiator. So starting off the bat, he is Maximus Decimus Meridius, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he is John Nash. Then he's Captain Jack Aubrey from Master and Commander.
I never saw it.
So one of the
It's a war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the level of what.
It's a grand scale movie. Yeah. Cinderella. Oh, Cinderella, man.
That's the thing, right? So
that movie.
Jim Braddock's,
seen that movie a bunch of times.
Right. Okay.
That movie's great.
Like you look through this, dude, and you look through just all the different things. Like he played Robin Hood, which was, by the way, that movie's great. The Robin Hood movie in 2010. Yeah.
Oh, I did see that movie.
That movie was great. That movie, that was a Ridley Scott one where they kind of changed I love when they take the main idea of a character, but they kind of change a lot, not a lot of the elements, but a majority of the elements, and it just kind of adds a nice new twist to it.
The guy, the Charlie Hunnam.
No, but I want to. I know. Yes, I did. That one was one of those weird ones for me because I'm sitting there and I was like, this movie's good at points. But why the fuck is David Beckham on my screen right now?
He's like, hey, pull the sword out, you cunt.
Dude, when I saw that, I'm sitting there and I was like, I'm out of it. I turned the movie off at that point.
Pull out the sword.
So but you go through this, right? So, he's Robin Hood, he's all these different characters, right? Then you get down to it and it's he's in Les Mis. Terrible in Les Mis, but he's in Les Mis, right? He can't sing worth a damn. He's Superman's dad.
Yeah.
Right? He's Noah. You look at the roles that this dude has played, and
Did you see Noah? That movie was a piece of shit. 3 hours. That movie was 3 hours long, I think, right?
I used to have a Noah movie poster. That was right there.
Okay, I want to see where the sentence goes.
Yes, I do. I actually have a Noah movie poster somewhere
So you like that movie?
in here. I thought so. This is my thing. Like I said a minute ago. I like movies that take a basic concept and then just completely flip it on its head. Because I liked it because it added the supernatural element to it. So it's like, okay, that's kind of cool. You know, the angels are falling down and now they're rock guardians, right?
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of cool. But then like it made sense to like that. How does he make an ark? Well, there's these giant rock golems that fucking help him make it.
Did you like Pompeii?
Pompeii was one of those weird ones because like it was almost too surreal. It was almost like the reverse of the Joker for me. Like the Joker I loved because it was too surreal. Where with Pompeii it was just like this just feels weird.
Yeah, Kit Harington, real miss on movies, which sucks because I like him.
Yeah, he kind of it's interesting. I want to see how he does in when he finally gets to actually play a role in an MCU movie or an MCU thing. Because of course he was in Eternals, but let's be honest here.
Did you see Eternals?
No.
Yeah.
So no and yes. How about that?
Yeah. Okay. I liked it.
Thought it was boring.
You thought it was boring?
Yeah.
I thought you didn't see it.
So I've seen like the majority of it's the same thing with most movies. You fucking spend enough time going through the YouTube fucking rabbit hole, and
all right, fair enough.
You know, you've seen most of the clips.
There's a full-on sex scene. That's new for the MCU.
Yeah, that is true. I will say this. I liked the way that they portrayed the Speed with this Speedy girl there. I don't know what her name is. It's a Speedy girl, but I liked the way they portrayed the Speed with her. I thought that was a really cool, unique way of doing it.
Yeah. Barry Keegan's in that movie too.
Yeah, he plays the dude that like controls people, right? You're all about Barry fucking Keegan tonight,
dude. One of my favorite movies of all time is Killing of the Sacred Deer. Here's your homework for the week.
Okay.
Watch that movie.
What the fuck was the name of it?
The Killing of the Sacred Deer, starring Barry Keegan, Colin Farrell, and that's your homework for the week is to watch that movie. It is one of the most uncomfortable movies you'll ever see.
Wow. Aggressive take. Mm-hmm. I have seen the movie Teeth, so I
have too. Yeah.
And you're gonna say it's above that?
Did you ever see The Lobster?
The Lobster.
Another Colin Farrell movie. It's the same director.
Sensing a theme here.
He made The Lobster and Killing of the Sacred Deer.
Stop shitting on Colin Farrell for a moment, all right?
Me? I love that. Oh, I love these two movies.
Okay.
No, not shit. Like I think. So, oh God, who is it? What's his name? His name. Oh yeah, okay, that's why I couldn't remember. His name is Yorgos Lanthimos.
Okay. Is this the director? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's made. Okay, so did you hear about The Favorite? It won a couple Oscars a couple years ago.
Sounds familiar.
It was a comedy. It was starred Emma Stone, Rachel Weisz, Nick Holt, where it was like a Victorian era where it's like the siblings were like they tried to be the favorite and like it was a comedy. It won a couple Oscars. I think it was nominated for a couple Oscars.
It doesn't sound familiar anyway. Like the name sounds familiar, but the after you just said the premise, no.
Well, now that I'm like, did it win a couple Oscars?
Am I talking about the right thing?
Am I talking out of my ass? IMDb. This is a great podcast.
We're just all over the fucking place. It's the only way we do things here. I'm just gonna say this right now. You won. So you did this. You just did that like thing, and no noise happened.
It won one Oscar.
There we go.
But it was nominated for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Oscars.
Hey, one Oscar. I'm pretty sure that's more than what the MCU has. So.
Woo! No, not true. Black Panther has an Oscar.
Does it?
Pretty sure.
Because I know Suicide Squad has an Oscar.
It won 3 Oscars.
What, the MCU has?
Black Panther won 3 Oscars.
Oh, that did. Okay.
Best achievement in music written for motion picture.
Okay.
Best costume design and best production design.
Okay. I can see
and
all
it was
those.
actually nominated for Picture of the Year.
Oh yeah, of course it was.
Um,
Every Marvel movie is listed up for Best Picture of the Year because it's the best thing since The Godfather. Every single one of them.
but it did win 3 Oscars.
That's fair.
But so did Bad Grandpa. So
Yeah. Like I said, so did Suicide Squad. Okay, so if
did it
that's
win an Oscar?
yeah, so the original one did.
Ooh.
Yeah, costume
Oh, that
design.
movie fucking sucked.
Yeah, exactly, costume design.
I'm sorry.
Suck it. No,
I'm sorry. I got upset. I'm like, that movie sucks.
No, it's one of those things I don't care anymore.
No, Bad Grandpa did not win the Oscar.
Sorry, Sarah. To end this one off, I started watching a new anime.
Oh, what'd you watch? What'd you watch?
So it's called. I gotta look this up real quick because it's like fucking 30 words. Hold up a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Pros. We're pros here. That's not the name of the anime.
Well, for a second, I was like, "That's a real short name." We are pros, though.
Miss Kurtsu from the Monster Development Department. I don't know how to say the name of the main character, lady. However, though,
yeah.
is it's one of those things where if anyone could if it's one of those things I think it would be like. There's 2 different sides of me. There's the side of me where like people see from stream, right? There's the super serious side of me, which you've seen a couple times, and then there's the really goofy side of me, which you've seen, which is me sitting here at 4 a.m. doing this while the theme song plays for the show, because I'm just having such a great fucking time. Imagine Power Rangers.
Yep.
Now flip the script. We're gonna look at it from the bad side, and it's from the people that make the monsters.
Okay.
And all the monsters always lose. So they're trying to.
We gotta turn this around.
Well, yeah, no. So one of them's like, I want to create this like multi-headed Hydra that's poisonous and this and that. So what do they make? Well, because of budget consistencies and we couldn't have multiple heads, so it's just one Hydra head. And because Venom costs a lot, we had to cut back on that, so it doesn't have any venom, but it can think for itself. And then eventually they get a budget upgrade, so now it has 2 Hydras, but each one of them is like drastically different, and it's like attached to like a girl. So it's like a girl with 2 Hydras just coming out of her back, and then they're like and then it's like the final form is it with 4, but like each one of them are drastically different. Like,
okay, so it sounds a lot like One Punch Man season 2.
really?
There's it doesn't. But there's a whole. I keep telling you to watch it. There's like an aspect to season 2 where it's like all about the Monster Society and about how like they keep getting beaten.
Yeah. No, it's so fucking funny because it's just like it's one of those things. It's like the whole show is literally just them being like, we just need a budget so we can make a monster that will actually kill the hero. And then like the top bad guys are like, yes, but this costs way too much. We don't have this sort of money to spend on. So like one of them is like the entire episode they like focused on making this long range like monster character that's gonna like completely destroy the hero. Like the entire episode is the very end of the episode it shows it, and it's a giant chicken with like a fucking revolver.
Hey.
And then it gets out onto the field, and the chicken's out there, and he has a gun out, and he's like doing a speech, and the bad guy and the good guy just like one hits it, and the good guy is a kid that's working at the grocery store, and he's late for his shift, so that's why he just ends the fight immediately. Like, I'm just gonna fucking murder this thing.
I gotta go.
It's like, it really is. It's so like, and then like the first episode, they're making like this giant wolf guy, and the owner, the head boss, comes in, and it's like a fucking like ooh girl. She comes in and she's like, ooh, make it a cute girl. So it's a cute girl body, but with a dude's head, like a dude's brain. So the first episode is like, why do I have boobs? What is this? How do I do this? It's like, I just.
Is it? And it's dubbed.
Yes.
Already dubbed.
100%.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Dubbed. New episodes come out. One of them came out a couple of days ago. But yes, that was the thing that I watched like most recently, and I would like I said, I think I watched it like 2 a.m, and yeah, me at 2 a.m, just with a coffee, just fucking.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was me last night watching Dog, like, crying. I was like, you got him. Save him. I cried. I had a good cry at night last night. I watched Warrior, and then I watched that. I cry every time I watch Warrior, which...
That's one of those ones, bro. That hits. Warrior hits. Warrior is one of those movies that hits. It gets to that scene in the fucking hotel with the drunk dad, and it's just like, that hurts.
Oh, yeah. And, like, oh... Like, that's such a great movie. That's on Netflix right now. All right. You have homework. You got to watch Killing of the Sacred Deer.
You're going to have to send me a message of it.
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying to find, I want to find someone for you to do then.
All right.
Every movie I'm going to list you. Run, Fat Boy, Run.
I've seen it.
Fuck. See, this is the thing. Any movie I list right now, you're going to say I've seen it.
It's a great movie, though.
It is a great movie.
There's a female version of that movie. I can't remember the name of it, though.
I'm trying to think.
I'm not watching the Russell Crowe movie.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to think about that one, to be honest with you.
All right. Homework.
I don't know, man. Like I said, any movie I list right now, like you probably have seen.
Yeah. Oh. I am a sponge.
You are, and that's the thing. I don't have a whole lot of movies anymore. I don't watch a whole lot of movies either. Have you seen... Oh, what's that? Which one's that one? The Sea of Trees.
The Matthew McConaughey movie?
Fuck you, bro.
In Japan?
Yes.
With Ken Watanabe?
Mm-hmm. And they go to the suicide forest and he loses his fucking mind.
Yeah.
Rise of the Foot Soldier.
Was it?
Rise of the Foot Soldier.
I don't think I've seen that one.
That's because it's an English. That's because it's like an English movie. Oh,
okay.
Yeah, there you go. So I'll send you that, and then you send me that.
All right, fair. Rise of the Foot Soldier.
Yep, it's based off of true events that happened in England.
Okay.
And it's like one of those things where it's like, I don't think it's in that movie. Maybe it is in that movie. But anyways, my dad remembers, like, at one point they bring up, like, actual, like, news footage from, like, the actual, like, day. And, like, I was watching my dad in bed. I was like, that's actual news footage. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, that's not, like, a replica. That's actual news footage. And I'm like, how the fuck do you know that? He's like, because I remember watching it. And I was like, oh! You know, like, shit. It's yeah. You're like it. It's about like basically like a guy that goes from like being a hooligan to being like a bodyguard to being like the number one like fucking badass in all of England to, you know, like the downfall of the entire thing.
I'm all for it. Yeah. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, there we go. Boom.
All
right.
Episode 110.
110 in the books. This is just becoming a movie podcast. Where it's a movie podcast where all we do is come back to DC. Eventually, we'll just do like one that's just nothing but like TV shows, and we'll just talk about King of Queens.
Never seen King.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Secondary homework. You gotta watch a couple episodes of King of Queens. That's greatest TV show ever. Kevin James.
Kevin James.
Yeah, okay. Kevin James is a fucking like FedEx guy.
Yeah, Kevin James and the girl from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, no, it's not. No. It's Carrie. No, that's her name in the movie.
Oh, she's blonde. She's a hot blonde, right?
Oh God, why do I not know her name? I am embarrassed. King of. Nope, not that one either. Nope, not that one either.
Oh, thinking of the shoe salesman.
Yes, you are thinking of the shoe salesman. You're thinking of Love and Marriage, Married with Children. There you go.
Leah Remini. Oh,
yeah, Leah Remini. Yeah,
Scientology.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Her and Kevin James are in it. Yeah, that show's fucking incredible. And it's also the grandfather is Jerry Stiller.
Jerry.
Yeah, and Lou Ferrigno's in it too. By the way, he's the neighbor.
I think they're bringing it back.
What?
That show.
So Kevin James had a show, and Leah Remini came in onto it, and they were like, "You look familiar," and he was like, "Yeah, you look familiar too." And then like there's like a bunch of things, and then someone's like, you two almost act like you're almost like you were married in in another world or another lifetime." And they like looked at each other and like, "Nah," like that sort of thing. It was one of the, like they did like a spin-off thing of it. I knew a show. It wasn't King of Queens.
I thought they were bringing it back.
They might be. Oh, anyways, yeah, episode 110. Thank you all for stopping by and hanging out tonight. Appreciate it. Or wherever you're watching this. Do you have anything else? Any final hot take? What's your hot take of the night? I gave a couple hot takes. Your hot take, big hot take.
Big hot take.
Hot take, and then end.
I thought we were celebrating St. Patrick's Day next weekend and not this weekend. So, fuck you guys.
There we go. As always, depending on where you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Stay trouble, stay safe, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.